चक्षुर्वन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमा ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। You have to join in Zoom. So I have to join Zoom, not okay. नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेष्वभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Welcome all of you. Yesterday we were discussing about costless mercy. A little quick recap we will do in 5 minutes and then take questions. Yesterday, share the. We discussed about what is costless mercy. It's not earned by qualification. It's not purchased by austerity, not demanded by scholarship. So, the foundation pillar, we don't climb to Krishna. Actually, Krishna descends in this world for our sake. He attracts us. Foundation pillar is double mercy. What is it? One is Guru's mercy, another one Krishna's mercy. It's not an abstract concept, mercy. It arrives via a proper specific channel, you see. to the Bhaktilata beach it comes. So just like for example, let me just make it feel small. I think good. Right. So Bhaktilata beach we get it. The Guru. It's like a father gives a principal amount to his son and tells him, better go and start a business and I will always be there to guide you. Correct? So then he can develop that by the guidance of the father into a very big business. Just like in this world people do. But ours is a spiritual process where Guru has given us a procedure, the plans, the ideas, uh, how we can awaken that love for God hidden in our heart. Prahlad Maharaj gives one example in song canto. It's like digging gold from a ground. You dig a lot of dirt, throw it away, then you get gold. Like that, a lot of anarthana vritti happens, then finally the love of God will come out. Or it's compared to Samudra Manthan Leela, lot of petty material gifts will come. One rejects all of that. At last, the Amritam comes. But prior to that, halahal comes. Poison. So one has to tolerate all that. Then one can get that Amritam represents the love of God. That why the demons and demigods are involved, because we are also facing a kind of tug of war between demoniac qualities and divine qualities. Devi Sampath and Asuri Sampath. That's a tug of war going on. So in this way, it's a proper way by which we can get that. Classless mercy is not a vague thing, it's a concrete thing. Devotee should understand it to be undeserved gift. Yeah. Because, Prabhupada distributed it freely to everybody and anybody. Patra patra nadeki, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The Mahaprabhu makes it available even to the foolish children. So there are two types of foolish children. One is absorbed in sensual activities, and the one is absorbed in intellectual utility. Both are foolish. Then we get access. Why it's called costless? Because we are full of faults. Sadhana is not so consistent and pakka. We are distracted with so many responsibilities. We receive the holy name. Still we are gifted with the holy name. An association of devotees in this spiritual society. Prabhupada has given us the blueprint through his books. Prabhupada's books are available, devotees are available, holy name is given, deities are given, uh, everything is available. That is costless. Despite our not so, as it is mentioned here, being full of faults and not so consistent. So, but the grihasthas have a special advantage. Sometimes grihasthas feel that I am busy, I have children, I have job, I have loans. Maybe sadhus have more time, I think. But actually, grihastha gives many opportunities, you see. When finances fluctuate, children fall sick, career pressures arise. So these kind of challenging situations, they can make us run to Krishna's lotus feet for the shelter and guidance. The pressure which is coming all around us, that can be positively converted into surrender to Krishna. So the external pressure can lead to internal surrender, help to surrender. So I got many pastimes yesterday, how that deer was caught between four dangerous situations. He took shelter of the Lord and then miraculously everything else changed. So, and then seva through stability. There is temple support, congregation leadership, hospital, raising Krishna's children. These attract mercy because Krishna loves responsibility performed in devotion. So if you go to the temple and support in deity worship or cooking, bhoga for the deities, or you take some lead in Bhakti Vriksha, or you welcome the people on Sunday, hospitality, and raise your children in Krishna conscious culture, all this is going to attract mercy. That means mercy is something which has to be tapped. It's available. Just like Say there is rose milk available in a big stainless steel jar. You just have to bring a glass and open the tap, then you can tap it, get it. Now, mercy is available, readily available for everybody. Correct? You just have to serve yourself, accept it by your own responsibly performed devotion. So, in this way, responsibility and the service, these 2 points are highlighted here. And then we went to the cat and monkey analogy versus, cat and kitten, monkey and monkey's baby. So there are two extremes in that. Marjara Nyaya, Markata Nyaya, cat logic and monkey logic. In the cat logic, kitten does nothing, mother does everything. Whereas in the monkey logic, the child does everything, mother drops it. Mother doesn't care about it. So both have two extreme ideas. But Lakshadri Mahaprabhu taught, Lord will throw the rope into the well, we have to hold it. So here Lord also shows his mercy, we also show our endeavor. Our endeavor and Krishna's mercy. So the Yashoda's binding Krishna example shows 2 inches too short. That example makes the understanding clear. And then actual path to costless mercy, it is paradoxical. Why? Mercy is costless, yet certain attitudes attractive. Somebody may say, Prabhu, if you say it's costless mercy, then nothing should be expected from me. It should just be given. People say like that. No. We need certain attitudes to attract the mercy. Like if I hold a vessel upside down, nobody can put milk in that. It will just fall on the ground. I have to hold it properly so that it can be filled with milk of mercy. So arrogance, aparadhs, these things send mercy far away. But humility can attract mercy. That is why it's a well-known Vedic principle. Like you see this Chitraketu is telling, Tasma Givam Gramya Pashur Mamam Nadiya Prabhu Andhe Tamasi Magnasya Jnana Deepa Udhiryatam. He's telling Angiramuni and Ardhamuni, I am a Gramya Pashu, is calling himself. I am a village dog. Another meaning of the Gramya means I am a materialistic dog. I am a materialistic dog. Dog is lusty and I am materialistic. Like that he is telling about himself. And you two great personalities who have come to my palace, Jnana Deepa Udhiryatam, lit up the torchlight of knowledge in my heart. And Andhe Tamasi Magnasya saying, Andhe means blind, Tamasi means darkness. The material world is dark and I am also blind, you see. I am completely, I don't know what is right, what is wrong. I lit up the lamp of knowledge and awaken me. Such a humble attitude of Sriketu. So that kind of humble mood will attract the cosmos mercy. On the other hand, if somebody thinks, oh, I have been in ISKCON for the last 25 years, or I know the philosophy, I have given so many classes and things like that. So that proud attitude will not attract mercy. That proud attitude will drive away the cosmos. So that's a humility. Mercy comes where humility lives. And then service moved over position. Mercy does not follow title, it follows service. Mercy. So better to clean shoes, with humility than to give a big class with ego. These things we saw yesterday. The 2 things are required, humility and service, moved over position. We should not crave for any position or post or honor or prestige or status or distinction or name or anything. We should only beg for service opportunity. And then pleasing Guru. These are very important things. Dealing with Guru and Vaishnavas, the mood should be one of, like some people say, oh, my Guru didn't give me attention, he gave attention to so and so. So that kind of thinking makes us become offensive. On the contrary, one can think, how can my family become an offering at the lotus feet of Guru? Me, my wife, my children, how we can engage in service. So this mood attracts the divine glance. One time, I was introducing one boy, not a boy, he eventually got married and he had a small baby also. In a very big crowd of 2,000 devotees, I had called this boy and his wife and child, and I took him to my spiritual master and introduced that he's doing a lot of service. He, his wife are He started with a small Bhakti Viksha, it grew up, and he has empowered 4 or 5 people in his group to become Bhakti Viksha leaders. And he's also helping in youth preaching and everything. So one boy came running to me and said, Prabhuji, introduce me also to Maharaj. I said, but what will I say about you? You have not yet done anything. Now you have to do some seva, isn't it? Then I can introduce you. So people are eager to be introduced to Guru, to be known to Guru, which is very nice. But if we do some seva, you will automatically be known. That is why it is a don't try to see Krishna. Serve Krishna in such a way that Krishna will want to see you. Why don't you make an effort to please Guru? So, and then Vaishnava appreciation, you see. Offenses block mercy faster than anything else. The fastest way to block mercy is aparadhs. So, therefore, those who are senior grahasthas, we should become, he says, protectors of harmony, avoiders of criticism, encouragers of younger devotees. These 3 things are said here. See, sometimes over trivial issues, if somebody repeatedly tells the problem, that makes the heart very hard and the relationship becomes weak. Who amongst us can say that we never commit a mistake? Everybody commits mistakes, small or big, time to time. So when mistake is committed, one should find out how to rectify the mistake. At the same time, how to protect the harmony between the devotees. Because if amongst the devotees, if heart burning comes, for one simple example, I'll tell you. Say, 2 years ago, one devotee made some mistake due to which there was a money loss. Some money loss happened. 2 years later, if you point it out in a meeting, Prabhu, already 2 years ago you made a wrong decision and money was lost. You are not so smart. If you say, then these kind of things increase the distance. Harmony is disturbed then. So therefore, we should be protectors of harmony. We should try to not point out repeatedly the same mistake. Avoidance of criticism. Actually, His Holiness Niranjan Maharaj was once speaking, just about 10-15 minutes he spoke in Srila Mayapur. Such a powerful talk it was. The whole 15-minute talk was all about this point that fault finding hardens the heart, distances the devotees, and creates a disturbance in the harmony. That was his main theme. The feeling he was speaking from the bottom of the heart. He said, we are not against sorting out the problem or setting right the situation. But that should be done in such an intelligent way that the harmony between devotees shouldn't be disturbed. And the younger one should get encouraged. And then mercy avoids critical environments. That means where there is critical environment, mercy goes away. It comes there and then critical environment just takes a U-turn and goes away. Either is saying. Correct. And then another, gratitude consciousness. If somebody thinks, I deserve more recognition, I did this, I did that, nobody took my name and things like that. And that kind of attitude is wrong attitude. We should shift to, I have already received so much mercy. Now let me do something. So again, this is a way of expanding mercy. Gratitude expands mercy. Non-critical nature attracts mercy and gratitude expands mercy. So how many of you would like to attract mercy and expand mercy? This is a secret. Just see. By being non-critical, you keep a non-critical climate in your heart and mercy comes running to you. And you always say that, oh, Guru has given me so much, Vaishnavas have given me so much, ISKCON has given me so much, Prabhupada has given so much. What am I doing? Let me try to do more. That kind of feeling expands mercy. One fellow came to class of his own Bhakti Bhagat Maharaj in NBCC. He asked, Maharaj, in case there is politics in the temple, then what to do? Maharaj asked, is Mangalarati happening in the temple? He asked. Yes, Maharaj. And then he said, are devotees doing japa in the temple? Yes, Maharaj. Are they doing Guru Puja? Yes, Maharaj. Krishna Darshan there? Yes, Maharaj. Is there a daily Bhagavatam class happening? Yes, Maharaj. Is prasadam distributed? Yes, Maharaj. Why don't you accept all this? So many forms of mercy. And if there is some little politics here and there, why are you going like a fly to that? Why don't you be like a honeybee? Take what you are receiving. So many forms of mercy. Although ISKCON society may have problem here and there, it is the abundant mercy is coming through ISKCON. So, like the river said. So these 5 points are given. These are the most important things yesterday we discussed. That means humility, uh, mercy flows downward like water. The lower we consider ourselves, more water can. The more our ego goes up, then very little water will be available up. Because water up, it comes down. Correct. But Nimnamapa Ivaswayam, about the Dhruva Maharaj said, what is it? Tasmai Namanti Bhutani, Nimnamapa Ivaswayam says. It says that Dhruva Maharaj was so humble, even while going back to Godhead, when the plane was standing, Vaikuntha plane, he went to all the Brahmins and offered obeisances, begged for the blessings before boarding the plane. That was his ability. Although he was already crying tears of love of God, he still was seeking blessings. He was so humble. The mercy comes where humility lives. Humility is a very good vessel to attract the mercy. Patra is like carrying a vessel to Krishna and receiving his mercy in the vessel of humility. If you don't have a vessel, we cannot receive it. Then service, mood over position. Mercy follows like a shadow where there is no post-position consciousness, where one is in seva consciousness. Prabhu, please give me some service. Whether my name comes or not, I just want to do some seva. Some people say it as a ritual also. कुछ सेवा हो तो बता दीजिए. And then you call and do, don't take it too seriously. I just said. And then third is pleasing Guru. How I can please Guru, how I can please Vaishnavas, how I can appreciate these kind of things. When you think, then the gratitude consciousness actually expands the mercy. Some of the hidden obstacles to mercy in Grihastha life, you see, mechanical chanting, comfort zone devotion, attachment disguised as responsibility. Like sometimes we take purchased responsibility for the children and things, other people, in the name of responsibility, but they are mental attachments appearing as we claim it to be responsibility. Or silent comparison with other families, secret comparison, spiritual complacency. These things block, subtle blocks for attracting mercy. Mercy requires alertness, like Jadabharata was alert, and Bharat Maharaj was little careless. We have to be alert. So I have no qualification. In that helplessness, Krishna intervenes, you see, when we feel helpless. So in this way, these are some concluding points. Maintain regulated sadhana, despite your workload. Protect your home like a temple. Avoid criticism. Offer financial stability as a service. And train children gently in devotion. Lead by example. So these are things we saw today. So let us take some questions now. Anybody wishes to ask any questions, any of you, based on this? This is one thing, and the other thing I showed is more easy one. I told you there are three types of siddhi, correct? Sadhana siddha, and kripa siddha, and nitya siddha, correct? So kripa siddha, sadhana siddhas also will become nitya siddhas when they perfect. Just like Prabhupada says, you become a millionaire by doing a business, or you are born a millionaire. Both can become millionaire finally. And the Kripa Siddha is one who gets effortlessly by costless mercy of Krishna or Guru or Vishnu. Gets. So I was telling the example of Rabindranath Tagore. Sitting at home, he got a doctorate, correct? But we should not be sitting at home looking at the sky. One day, doctorate will come. But we should become a sadhana siddha and do our homework. That was one thing we discussed yesterday. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, what is the costless mercy? Somebody is stooped in bhukti. Bhukti means sense gratification. For them to develop a distaste for it is not very easy. By some great Vaishnava's mercy, it can happen. Like Sanatana Goswami produced a detachment in that businessman who came to him for taking that parsimony, that touchstone. So eventually he developed a higher taste. That is one type of costless mercy. Another type of costless mercy is somebody that has to impersonal understanding of God, like Tapan Mishra. And Mahaprabhu went to Bangladesh, they gave him mercy and then uplifted him. Like even Yamunacharya, when he was a king, he became very attached to kingdom and everything. So his grandfather, Nathamuni, remembered the boy and then he sent him sent who? Ram Mishra to give him that shock and bring him to Satvaguna. Eventually brought him to devotional service, correct? So in this way, somebody is in Mukti, somebody is in Mukti. And also, even after one gets rid of Mukti, Mukti and all that, Mukti, Mukti, Siddhi, the higher taste is also a great reward. One who gets the higher taste of understanding of Krishna and devotional service. So this is Bhagwan Thakur says, these are all different forms of costless mercy, he says. Okay, let's take questions now. Is there another one? Or I should give this one?
And what they people should they will take when they do the face or they take
Undue advantage. Right?
Yeah. So then we hear they cheated. But it comes up to me. So I think that's how to live with these people.
Actually, uh, you will see our Srila Prabhupada is such a great Vaishnava devotee. But you know, he was so very shrewd also. Correct. It's not that Vaishnava is naive or gullible. Not only Prabhupada, I can give you dozens of examples. Like Sanatana Goswami wanted to escape the jail. So he told that fellow, you know, the beard, he said, you are a Jinda Peer and I am going to Mecca Madina. You know, you see, everybody in life should go to Mecca Madina at least once. That fellow nodded the head, yes. Take this 5,000 gold coins and release me. Correct. That fellow said, I can release you. I am very happy with this 5,000 gold coins. But if the king comes, he'll cut my head. That how did you release this fellow? Isn't it? So how will I answer him? And Sanatan said, I will give you a clue for that. You know, tell him that I had gone to pass to the by the side of the Ganges along with my hands and legs chained up. And then after that I entered into water and I died. You can say like that. Then he thought it's a good idea. Then he added 2,000 more gold coins and told him, take this also. And that fellow released him. And he escaped and came to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he's very shrewd. Same thing you see Raghunath Das. Huh? You know, his father was not allowing him to go to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One day, very early in the morning, you know, Yadunandan Acharya was the pujari. And then another more senior personality was Balaram Acharya. They too were in charge of the temple in the campus of Raghunath Das Goswami's, you know, estate. So early morning he wanted to escape. So he saw that the pujari was, our Yadunandan Acharya was looking for the appointed Brahman who was not available. So he went to him, Raghunath Das said, oh, you have difficulty with arranging for the pujari today? He said, yes. So I will do the needful, don't worry, you go and relax. He told him to go and relax and he escaped. You know, in the name, because even his father or somebody would ask him, where are you going? He will say, no, I'm helping with arranging this. So surely, and then he went through another route. He didn't go in the regular route. You will find like this. So, and Sanatana Goswami, you know, you will see that in the inn where he stayed, at that time, the fellow was too good to him. You know, he thought, Ati Bhaktir Chorer Lakshan, we said, why is he too good to me? Then he turned to his assistant and asked, are you carrying any gold coins? He said, yes, I am carrying 7 coins. He said, put it on the table. When he put it on the table, the innkeeper said, oh, thank you. Actually, I was planning to murder you and take away these coins. Now that you've given the coins, I don't have to harm you or anything. Still, no problem, you keep it with you, he said. Sanatan said, no, I don't want to keep it, you take it, he said. In return, you help me. All this is the mountainous area, lot of dacoits are living. So help me to go beyond this area. That's the only help I want from you, he said, yes. Then he looked at his servant, Isha. In his face, he could see, the face is the index of the mind. He saw him and said, Isha, are you carrying any more coins with you? Then he said, only one more coin I have for myself, he said. He said, take this and go away. He said, why are you carrying this death knell with you? By being attached to this gold coin, your life will be taken away. And somebody like you who's attached cannot be, trusted, but will go back, he said. He sent him also. So which goes to show that Sanatana Goswami was a minister, he was very shrewd. But he is is glorified as the most humble Vaishnava by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sanatan and Rupa Goswami also. They both said, Nicha Jati, Nicha Sangi, Patita Adama, Kuvishaya Pade. He's saying that I'm a Nicha Jati, Nicha Sangi, Patita Adama. So you had a genuine humility also, which clearly shows one interesting thing for us. One can have genuine Vaishnava qualities and still be shrewd. It's possible. You are shrewd with karmis and non-devotees. And amongst devotees, he never used politics. The devotees was completely pure and transparent. And same with Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Like when Sanatan came, on the way his brother-in-law Srikant, he met, he said, why are you leaving everything and going? Come and stay with me in my home. Sanatan said, I won't stay for a moment in your home. Why? Because I am on the mission to meet Lord Chaitanya. As soon as possible, I have to meet. So Srikant said, okay, at least I'll give you something. He brought a very costly woolen blanket. I gave him. It will be very helpful in your cold season. Take it. Sanatan took it and went. So when he approached Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu saw that, Sanatan has a beard and long flowing hair and all that. And at the same time, when Chandrasekhar Vaidya came, Mahaprabhu later on told him that give him two pieces of cloth, let him wear. So Sanatan shaved up and took a bath. And then he just took only one out of the two. Then he tore it and wore like a gamsha, and then one upper garment he made out of it one. But still he was carrying the blanket. So Mahaprabhu didn't say a word, but he was staring at the blanket repeatedly. See, if somebody looking at a blanket, you can easily understand. Why is he looking at it repeatedly? Without even speaking a word, can you imagine? And Sanatan understood. Then he went to the riverside, met one beggar and said, can you give me your torn quilt? In return, I'll give you this blanket. That fellow was thinking, this fellow is joking with me. You want to ridicule me? No. He said, I'm not ridiculing, I'm serious. And the beggar couldn't believe. Something similar happened with me. The train, I don't like AC train in India. I like to go in sleeper. For sleeper coach, you get fresh air. In AC, you don't get. So I got a AC ticket one time. My assistant had booked somehow AC because it was booked by somebody else. So I went to one man and asked him, please you go to AC, I will sit here. He couldn't believe me. He asked him. He said, is there any bomb or something? He said, okay. So he couldn't understand. So then Sanatan gave the blanket to him. And then when he brought the torn quilt, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Sanatan, at last the last shred of material enjoyment is finished. Now you have no more material attachment. So you can see Mahaprabhu also is very shrewd in many instances, how he is behaving. At the same time, his Mahaprabhu shrewdness is like the mother and father's shrewdness to educate a child. Like mother, father also sometimes they trick with the child, correct or not? They don't want the child to, like, some child is opening the camelin box and is taking out the compass and seeing compass, what is it? Mother knows it's dangerous for the child. She may close the box and keep it on top of the fridge. And child is crying, where is the box? They will not show it. But they will be shrewd to do good to the child, not to harm the child. But outside materialists use their shrewdness to cheat others, loot others. So we have to be very careful and cautious dealing with non-devotees. Like non-devotee sometimes is calling you to a movie. If you tell him that I am a Krishna conscious devotee, I don't go for movies, then you hurt your relationship with them. And you need in business some relationship. But if you tell them that, today I am at home, I'm not going out anywhere because I have dysentery, if you tell them, and they can't call you. Correct? Dysentery means you're supposed to be near the washroom. Correct. So sometimes we have to tell a transcendental lie to protect our Krishna consciousness. So Chanakya says Shato Shatyam. He says you have to, people who cheat, then you have to cheat them. How do you cheat? What is the meaning of the cheating people? That once you know somebody is shrewd, you may have to speak transcendental lies to keep away from them. They are called Dushkritina. Dushkritina means like Narada Muni told that snake. See, if you are very Trinada Pishnich and a humble snake, the boys are pelting stones at you. And if you bite them, they will die. So you neither bite them nor be too humble. He said you can, you know, that you do this and they will run away, correct now? As soon as you hiss, hiss at the boys. That's what he did. So there are three types of behavior: passive, aggressive, and assertive. Passive means you let others cheat you, and aggressive means you cheat others or you dominate, boss over others. Assertive is the midway, where you let others have their rights and you have your right, and you take a midway, and that way, that is the most appropriate dealing while living in the material world. Meanwhile, living with devotees, we may be more humble. Sometimes in relationships, you are willing to bend between husband, wife, or between children and parents. We know that other person is little unreasonable. You don't mind it. Sometimes, in order to preserve the relationship, you bend. But in the outside world, dealing with karmis, we have to be very careful. Like once Srila Prabhupada was in Mayapur, walking in the field with some American devotees. One fellow was having a basket on the head and selling bendi. Bendi means what do you call that? Okra? English what do you call it? Ladies finger. Okra? Okra. So they were selling that. He was selling that. So Prabhupada called him. He brought it. And Prabhupada took out from his basket and he broke and checked whether it is crispy. It was very crispy, thin and very nice ones. The Western devotee was shocked. How Swami is picking up and breaking it. Because they don't know in India that people do that. Check it. And then Prabhupada asked him how much. He said 20 rupees per kilo. He said. Prabhupada asking him for 5 rupees per kilo. And then they both were back and forth arguing. And then Prabhupada brought it to 10 rupees. And then he asked how many kilos you want. Prabhupada said, give the whole basket, he took it. So the Western devotees were shocked. They said in America, anything they sell is fixed price. Is it true? Yeah. Fixed price. Correct. Yeah. Fixed price. So they couldn't believe it. Yeah. They thought how can you bargain like this? And they asked Prabhupada, how you came down to 5 rupees. Prabhupada said, this is the system in India. You ask for 5, he will say 15, finally you come to 10. If you ask for 10, then he will say, he will not give below 15, correct? So in bargaining and negotiating also we need shrewdness, correct? No? So when we are dealing with people, so it's not the devotee is bereft of these things. Therefore, that is one word, Sushilo Sadhavo Yatra Pitamuk Daksha, the word is used there in Bhagavatam also. A devotee is Daksha also. Daksha means expert. A devotee is expert and shrewd in dealing with the material energy in this world, dealing with people. Uh, devotee has that ability also, but that ability is not the kind of diplomacy or cunningness that materialists have. Right? Does it make sense, Prabhu? Yes.
Now,
Mhm.
you get some the demon and the
Only Lord can bring in cooperation between them.
state of them, we have to use non-demon.
Correct.
But sometimes we entertain them. Take them to the
They may want to eat meat.
yeah,
So what do we do? Like there is one devotee working in a company. He was in HR department. So he has to organize, that kind of gatherings where people from different places come there and they come. He organizes the whole meeting, like morning to night, one full day meeting. There are presentations. He has to arrange the projector and everything, and seminar hall has to be booked and everything. And so when it came to the food, he understood that even wine has to be arranged, even wine, even meat and everything. So that he handed over to another fellow who was very enthusiastic. Because he said, I want to design the menu, and he himself eats meat, you know, so another person. So he said, yes, on behalf of the company, he checked with his boss. That fellow wants to do, he was requesting, can I allow? He said, yes, okay. So I allowed him. So he did that. So everything else he arranged. Wherever there is a sinful handling has to be done, that he left it to somebody else. And he is not forcing anybody to do it. Somebody else is enthusiastic for it. Okay, you do it. Correct, no? So we have to escape that. You know, our Rishikesh Mafatlal, you know, once he was having a meeting with many, many big industrialists in a round table, five, six of them. And he is dealing with them several tens of crores of rupees. So all of them are meat eaters. They are eating meat in that hotel and they are drinking wine. But Prabhuji's wife was standing next to him. She was serving him juice in a glass and she was serving him prasadam, snacks. So he told them, see, you guys eat whatever you want, but I have my principles. I'm initiated in ISKCON, so I can't eat everything. Is it all right? Yeah. And they all said, oh, okay, okay. You can follow your principles, we don't mind. Because people are respectful, you know, when you tell them. So in this way, although he's a very big businessman, he doesn't absolutely compromise when it comes to eating habits. He will not touch one outside thing, anything, anywhere. Some people say, devotees, Prabhu, what can I do? My business actually takes me to various places. I have to eat in different places, they say. But he's very strict about that. So personally also we can be strict. When it comes to administering sinful things for others, we can find out whether someone else is enthusiastic and then delegate that work to them. Right, no? Yeah. Thank you. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Again.
Okay, follow-up question. Like it divides into this, like the businesses and CEOs. And some people they want to keep meat items straight and loving. We eat also only when to temple, they don't like. And even outside, people say, we can be doing this. Is it okay to, or because they are looking so is it okay to?
Is it possible for you to outsource the meat in a nearby hotel or something? Actually, see, many companies arrange such meetings sometimes in a star hotel or something outside. It may be a little costly, but when you do it in outside, and you are not responsible for arranging it. Correct, no? Like for example, many congregation devotees do their happy birthday, I mean their birthday or marriage anniversary day in the temple in Govindas. They do, correct? So they take a hall, they do a program, and they come down to eat in the Govindas. They eat. That way they introduce them to Krishna consciousness. In the same manner, when it comes to meat eating, wine and all they want, which you don't want to give them, you know, such gatherings instead of keeping in the company, you know, you can keep it in a star hotel and you can tell the people that, you know, it's beyond our bandwidth to organize it in our company. And we have a hotel in the neighborhood in the afternoon and it's a star hotel, very good. So you can find out which is the nearest to the company and you can arrange it there. They will go eat and come. What do you think? That way you can wash up your hands, you don't have to do this. Right now. It may be a little troublesome, but if you do that, then that way, you know, you don't have to be a part of, because six people are involved in sin. One who purchases, one who cuts the animal, one who sells the animal, one who purchases it, one who transports it, one who cooks it, and one who serves it, and one who eats it. All of them are having a part. Is that correct?
He's financing.
Of the company. Oh, no, he is not directly involved when he allows them to go outside and eat in a hotel. Yeah, but in the business, that is why one has to give charity. When you give charity to Krishna service, you know, on that time all these reactions will be washed away. Because his intention is not to feed them meat. But as like sometimes in business also we make profits. Prabhupada says that you cannot tell the truth to people what is the actual cost. You know, if you tell, then people will always demand you to give it at lesser cost. Correct. Yeah. Actually, those of you in big businesses, we have to always keep this alert in our mind. What activities appear to be deviating from Krishna consciousness, and how we can skillfully try to escape those situations. Correct, na? Yeah, we have to think about it. What I am suggesting you is one of the ways. I have seen some devotees do like that. Right now. Yeah. Anybody else? Prabhu, yeah.
We are saying something. We have to give conditions. Some people are very open, they receive and they give. Some people give direction because we feel like in the past if you're given the direction, they become very
They become closed.
if it is by checking, it's like solutions.
Correct.
They cause like they negatively impact the community.
Correct.
So,
Yeah. So we have to see how serious is the matter. See, there are very small problems which, if you wait for some time, it will vanish. Somebody else will correct them. We don't have to be the person who gives the correction. Small problem, if the problems are not very big. Hmm. But say, for example, some devotee comes and directly takes the mic and starts singing Mangalarati. You didn't alert him. If you correct him, he gets hurt. Otherwise, he leads. So what do you do? So in our temple, we made one board where we write the names. Who will sing Mangalarati today? Who's in Singarati? And we told the devotee, Prabhu, your name also will be put sometimes, but other days others will sing. Then he agreed. We didn't even tell him that you should not do this. Correct? And we put a board. So we can find out ways and means to correct them indirectly, like that. One of the it's a small thing. But there are bigger things, corrections. For example, there is one devotee, he always goes around talking to Mataji for long hours, long time. He catches all the new ladies who are coming to temple, and although he's a senior citizen, but he talks for too long. And they also have complained that this fellow talks too much. Once he catches us, 40 minutes doesn't leave. So now, yeah, now if you scold him, you'll get hurt. So we changed his service. We told him, you have to stand in the table. You go inside. Inside, we gave him service in the office. Now he has no scope now. Scope only you remove it. Like, he has to deal only with males in the office. He doesn't have to. Then he reduced his coming after that. So we have to find out how we can correct a person without having to confront him directly. We can find out. But if there is no other way, you have to tell a person. Therefore, we say, correct in private and glorify in public. We say, if you correct in private, people don't mind. But if you correct in a public place, they get hurt. Correct. So glorify in public. So one on one, we can tell them, and the correction should be very brief, and it should be a EPM. We call it EPM formula. Empathize, pinpoint, move forward. Empathize means probably you are a wonderful devotee, you are doing this, we are all very happy with you. At the same time, this one small input has come for you, and that is also for your improvement, somebody has told. So we are just telling you. So how do you think we can move forward? They have said this and you are doing this, how do you move forward? Like that, you can ask. And then the correction should be very minimal. We call it plus minus plus, we call it. Right? Yeah. Mataji had a question, you can give the mic to her. Then you take it.
Actually, day before yesterday, we're talking about in situations, external
Correct.
situations. And I think I realized my personal project is for me is so difficult to change during the situation. Actually, even though that is the situation, and also I feel sometimes we never depending on God, like for every little thing. But I understand the importance of depend on God is big, but at the same time, deep level. So in such situations, I think it's like more disconnected, Krishna, and so I understand.
These are two distinct questions. Let me answer your first question. See, in provoking situations, we take control of the situation in our hands. So we cannot depend on the Lord. We cannot beg the Lord or seek help because our ego gets hurt when somebody provokes us. So when ego gets hurt, we become ego driven and we want to get back on the candidate, whoever is doing that to us. So, so how do we deal with that ego hurting situation? Somebody is provoking us. Actually, You know, there is a statement in the Krishna book you must have read. And Prabhupada says, once greatness has to be estimated by one's ability to tolerate provoking situations, he says. So, one thing we should be aware that when you are put in a provoking situation, reacting with the emotional state of mind is a common behavior of most living entities. So, we are not an exception to that. Everybody is doing it. Then how not to behave like that means how to respond with intelligence. How not to react with the emotion, but respond with intelligence. So how do I go from reacting with emotion to respond with intelligence? There are a few steps that we do. The first thing we do is, at that time we quit the scene. Don't stay there. With someone with whom we are feeling a strain, some sparks are coming, immediately quit the scene because out of sight, out of mind. Say. So, like one Guruji told husband, see, when you and your wife fight, immediately husband said, don't stay in the kitchen. She is cooking and you don't go there to provoke her further. You quit the scene and go to puja room. So, because Guru had told, the husband did that precisely. And the wife finished her cooking and wanted to continue the fight. So she came to the drawing room, she didn't find him. She went outside and checked, she didn't find him. She thought, an angry mood he has gone away, she thought. But then she went to puja room, she saw him there, chanting. She was surprised, already 16 hours are over for him. Still he is chanting, what does that mean? That means his mind is disturbed. But as soon as she saw him chanting in additional rounds, then she took her bead bag and sat and started chanting also. Because you will see, any of us observe somebody performing devotion service, you feel sympathy for them. And any of us see anybody with a wide open mouth yelling, we become angry towards them. Correct? So, actually, the easiest way to attract sympathy of devotees is to do devotion service. You look at somebody worshipping the deity, somebody is cleaning the floor, somebody is serving prasad, somebody is chanting the holy name, somebody is praying to Lord. You look at them, easily anybody will tell you, nobody will become angry on them. Correct? Huh? You feel sympathy for them. But on the other hand, somebody is waving their hand, fist on your face, telling you, no, I'll prove to you, I'll prove to you. Huh? So then you become more angry on them. So what Guruji told him, it worked there, and they could settle the situation peacefully. So uh, quit the scene of quarrel, that's the first thing, and give some time to yourself so that your good intelligence can think and act, thinking. Because with thinking, you have to pause, put a pause button for 10 seconds at least. And also, when you take a long breath, the state of mind changes. For example, if you do this, it's called diaphragmatic breathing, we call it long breath. You take immediately with one fifth. Then we should chant the holy name. The chanting holy name puts us in connection with the Lord, and then Lord will supply us good intelligence. That's what was told by the Narayana sages to Dhruva. When Dhruva became submerged in volleys of arrows sent by Yakshas, the sages passing in the sky told Dhruva, chant the Lord's name, you will get the intelligence to get out of this difficult situation. And he chanted, immediately he could get out after that. So chant the holy name. Then you make a decision. And then our ego will be dissolved, at least for the time being, it will be dissolved in provoking situation. So that is real intelligence. To quit the scene. Even in colleagues in the office also, you go to talk to somebody and that fellow is already in a bad mood due to something else. When you go and then immediately he reacts violently or something, you can say, sorry, I didn't know that, I think today you are not in a good state. I don't want to disturb you. Let us talk tomorrow and quit the scene immediately. Don't give opportunity to hurt one another more and more. The more we stay, we take the blows more and more. If you read Varahadeva pastime, this fellow, Hiranyaksha, took the mace and came dashing towards the Lord. The example is given there. He came like a forest bison. Forest bison, it has a horn like this, a huge body like a bull, big bull. He came dashing and the Lord was standing on the wall. If somebody wants to make a chutney out of you and wants to dash, but the Lord slipped out. Uh, sometimes you see in Germany such fights when they, like a matador they call. Matador means a slim man standing against the wall, and that animal comes dashing to, attack him, he will laugh at it and he will slip out. So that animal hurts itself. So Lord used Hiranyaksh's strength to hit himself like that. In the same manner, if somebody wants to dashing to come and make a pulp out of you, you have to slip out. He quit that place immediately. Then you don't give him a chance to. When you confront, then you are telling him, make a chutney out of me. Huh? At that time. So therefore we have to slip out. Because when two hands come, then only sound comes. You one hand goes away, other hand cannot do anything. And you'll be surprised about one thing. The anger you felt at that moment, and next day the same person you don't feel so much angry. And because the state of mind changes. Correct? No? So that is the first thing I said regarding the provoking situation. Regarding the second question, many of you may be feeling, before coming to ISKCON, I felt Bhakti Bhav, even tears used to come, hair used to stand, and I would go to the temple and take darshan. This is all due to piety. Due to piety. But I was in South India also. We have experience, we go to temple, for Marari Masam. Marari month is the December month. Every day morning we used to go to the temple and worship the Lord. See, at that time our so-called devotion was very superficial. Because as much we would be enthusiastic in going to temple, we also went to cinema also. Instead of, now at that time we were buying cinema songbook. Now we have Vaishnava songbook now. Correct, no? We were memorizing the songs from the cinema songbooks and hearing cinema songs and singing. So what kind of devotion was that? It's all mixed devotion. There was no. And what was our understanding of Krishna at that time? We have gone to so many demigod temples also. So when you compare your current life to the previous life prior to becoming a devotee, you can clearly see that a lot of knowledge development has happened. With respect to knowledge, awareness, knowledge, that has increased. But one important thing that we have to take care is that in the course of advancing in the devotion service, whether we are committing aparads, we have to take care. Because radha means bliss. Aparad means that which chokes bliss. And another meaning of aparadha is aparadha, means which takes us away from Radharani. See, Radharani is a personified bliss. So she is abode of love. The more we come closer to her, we feel bliss. The more we go away from her, we feel dryness. So then we have to study deeply about the 10 offenses and find out, am I committing Vaishnava Parad, Dhamma Parad, Nama Parad, Seva Parad, and work on that, I would say. That will help us to experience that innocence, that simplicity, that childlike simplicity, that should not be lost. Many devotees say this, Prabhu, in the early days of my Krishna consciousness, I was very innocent and simple. Over the years, with tussles with devotees and everything, now I have become very complicated. No, we don't. Even if you're complicated, again we can revert back to our old nature, provided we increase our Shravanam, Kirtanam, and Seva, and our outlook toward devotee. How do we? Then we need to work on those. I do some seminars called as SLATE. We do it. SLATE stands for Servant Leaders Applied Training and Education. In that, there are two very important seminars. One is called, maybe it is there, I'll just show you. One is called as Overcoming. So if you go to this website, you can just put, okay, just. So here you can put, let us see whether it comes late. Yeah, it comes. See, there is Slate Pune, Slate Hyderabad, so both are there. So if you just click this Slate Pune, you click it. See, cultivating right attitudes in preaching, overcoming inferiority complex, many things are there in this. Developing Vaishnava qualities. So if you click this, so you get many things. See, independence, am I glad or envious on seeing others' advancement, do I care for others? This kind of things are there, correct? No? Like there's many things you'll find. You can just check this thing. Similarly, there is one fault finding thing also. There is one more thing. Avoiding fault finding. If you see, you can go through it at your leisure. This one, learning to see good in others. You see, you click this. How to avoid fault finding? There's part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. You can see at your leisure. It's very. So all you need to do is, what do you do? When you go here, sorry, in the beginning, this is for finding any content. You just click it and just go here and put play. That's all you put. And then there is Slate, Pune, Slate, Hyderabad. Both has many workshops. That's now I showed you from Slate, Pune. Okay, you can say, look at. Actually, anything, any of you looking for, say you are looking to speak some college program and focus, just put focus. Immediately you will get there many lectures. Then you can pick from this, the Ohio State University. Yeah, like this, there are many things like that. This is a, we made this facility so that it will be easy for devotees to locate anything. Okay? Okay, Manji? Thank you. Yes, Prabhu.
Um, Thank you again for the lectures, the university, and yesterday. In the lecture you had mentioned, you like in his previous if like there was the board said that he would be there, you were like he showed himself disappointment, and then visible to him. And like you mentioned, um, um, taint of material
Correct. Correct. That mental tinge could be, karma, jnana, yoga.
So
Karma Mishra, Jnana Mishra, Yoga Mishra.
So, but if we look at this and then think about the scope of what, yeah, how, where we stand in, it seems that the future is very dim in that.
Actually, we should not worry about that. What we should worry about is, everybody has a guru. Right? Whatever guru has told me, am I doing or not? We should see. See, for example, Jatayu, when he saw Ravana carrying Sita, he flew up and protested against Ravan. Ravan said, if you come in my way, I'll kill you. Jatayu said, as long as I'm alive, you can't take Sita away. He was very confident. He was ready to lay down his life also. So, with his wings, he was slapping Ravana several times. With his beaks, he tore his kavach. And with his claws, he killed the mule. Then Ravana understood, even though it's a old eagle, it's very strong. Then he took his sword and cut off his wings, one wing. Then Jatayu was losing balance and going down. At the time, Sita Mata, she closed her face and she cried loudly. Hearing her wailing, again he flew up. With one wing, he was attacking Ravana. Then Ravana cut that wing also. Then Jatayu couldn't do anything. Then he fell to the ground. Then when Ravana went ahead, when Lord Rama came there, he nursed him with medicine and everything. And Lord Rama cried for him. Lord Rama said, you are like my father. And he said, because you gave your best service in trying to protect Sita, although you couldn't save Sita, win the battle, still I will send you to Vaikuntha because you have given your best. So same thing Lord Ram told Squirrel also. You are putting the stone which is the best capacity. So you have to only check one thing. Don't worry about Bhava, Prema and all those things. Are you giving your best? Like, on Ekadashi day, I tried to chant 64. But yesterday I could chant only 54 or so, 54, 55. But I was fully occupied yesterday, morning to night. So that's all I will see that I will try my best to chant. But if I cannot complete, I will make sure that I don't waste my time. If we have done our best, then Krishna will take care of us. See, Krishna only brings us from Nishta stage to Prema stage. We don't have to do anything. Like I said, I was telling about the slope. So till Nishta, we have to work hard. So am I doing sufficient hard work? That we are doing. Satatam kirtayan tomam yatantascha. That word yatantascha means we have to work. People come and ask me also, Prabhuji, what if you are not in prema, power? Don't worry too much about it. We have to just do our part.
So, you said correctly. So you're saying, oh, just keep doing.
Exactly. Our eyes should be focused on fulfilling. If you read this verse, ye me swadharmanirataha tapasa samadhi adhyatma yoga vijita bhagavat prasada. There's a verse beginning with ye me swadharman. I'll show you the verse. In that purport, Prabhupada says, devotee never bothers about whether I'm going back to Godhead or not. He only bothers about fulfilling the order of will. If you do that, then you go back to Godhead. This is the verse. 3:23:7. Here, what is the speciality of this verse? You know, our Devahuti was serving Kardama. She was not so great, in her awareness of the Supreme Lord at that time. She was a Rajakumari, daughter of the king of the world. So, but our Kardama was very exalted in tapasya and awareness of the Lord. So she faithfully served him. And then one day when he opened his eyes, he told her, "My dear good wife, you served me in such a manner that I will reveal the Vaikuntha planets to you." So he gave a revelation to her. And she got the same blessing. What? See, he's saying here, Drishtim Prapashya Vitarami Abhayan Ashokan. Now you will also become free from all fear and all lamentation by seeing the spiritual planets. I am giving you the transcendental vision, how nice they are. And by serving the husband faithfully, she got that without having to be exalted like our Kadma Muni. Now, see, Prabhupada is saying here, see, I will show you that. You can read that in the micro. Here one more. I can read that in the previous slide.
In his previous life was maid servants, but his mother was engaged in the service of great devotees. He got the opportunity to serve the devotees simply by eating the remnants of their foods and carrying out the orders. He became so elevated that in the next life he became the great personality. For spiritual achievement, the easiest path is to take shelter of the word of my spiritual master and to serve
Him, second line. Second line. Him.
with heart and soul. That is the secret of success. Stated by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, his eight services of prayer to spiritual master is by serving or receiving the grace of the spiritual master, receives the grace of the Supreme. By serving your devotees with Kartha, they will share his achievements. Similarly, sincere disciples simply by serving the Lord and spiritual master achieve all the mercy of God and the spiritual master simultaneously.
Yeah. So this one, there is one more purport where he says, one should not even think about going back to Godhead. That will be taken care by Guru, as he says. So in this way, maybe in one of the verses, either ahead or before, you'll find that. So that type of confidence also Krishna will give us when we faithfully serve in a one-pointed manner. And we don't qualify to go back to Godhead, but we attract Lord's glance on us. Correct?
If you just one follow-up question, I've heard many devotees. I do not know. So to say, okay, Krishna has saved me in numerous occasions. And when we with people in the general community, they say they who are worshipping different deities. They say, "Oh, this is my I pray with this deity," and they are the ones who are saving me from different situations. So, do you?
Those devatas also reciprocate with them. They also protect themselves. They also get help, but there's a big difference. Like when Ravana was about to be killed, at that time there was a demigods meeting. Shiva was sitting in a silent mode in Dhyan in the meeting. Everybody else was having a talk. So Devi was sitting next to Shiva. She said, "Hey, the agenda is about Ravana now." Next, all devatas are talking that Rama is going to kill him. He is your devotee. Are you not doing anything? Like that she asked. At the time Shiva said, "Vinasha Kale," he said, "This fellow has turned against Supreme Lord. I can't save him now." So Shiva gave him up. And then Ravana also did not reform. Correct? Whereas in Krishna's devotee case, you will find Krishna will protect his devotees in all situations. If a devotee does wrong thing, he'll give a slap. He'll bring them to right track. He will not let them go astray. Whereas in the demigod's case, Hiranyakashipu could not be saved by Brahma. Correct, no? When Lord Narasimha came. Correct. On the other hand, we can see many of Lord's devotees, when they went little astray, the Lord will catch them by the ears. He says, Nami Vikya Ei Mutkav and the devices. No? Lord corrects. So Lord is like a mother or father, and the demigods are like a shopkeeper. Okay. Shopkeeper will give you any mithai what you ask without seeing what harm it will do to you. Whereas the Lord will only give you what is good for you. Correct? No? That's the main difference. Thank you. Here? Yeah. And then there, yeah. Yes. This much, yeah.
Very good. You talk about Krupa Siddha, Sadhana Siddha. So, Nitya Siddha.
Nitya Siddha, correct.
So even I heard a Prabhupada tape, he was constantly talking on this subject matter again and again. The question is that Nitya Siddha, we can understand, even Sadhana Siddha, but sometimes when we discuss
Our Kripa Siddha.
but Kripa Siddha is something they
See, just like in Diwali time, some shops give 50% discount. Correct, no? Claro. You missed it that day. You go next day, it will be 100%. You say that my friend, he was given that much, I was not given. Because he happened to pass by, he saw the board 50% discount, he got it. But you can that can inspire you that next year when Diwali will come, you can be a little more alert. Correct? No? You can take opportunity. So the Lord sometimes does that to create awareness of holy name, power of the holy name, power of Mahaprasad, the devotees like that. He may show, take some one particular living entity and show that mercy for the welfare of all living entities. Because by that the Shraddha of all living entities is increased. So why that particular living entity is getting it? Now, what is his qualification? People ask sometimes. But if he had qualification, nobody will talk about it. Correct? No? Sometimes Lord and King can show such things. Correct? King is going in the road on his golden chariot. Suddenly he may call a citizen and give something. It's free will of the king. So instead of arguing for it, I would say that we can take inspiration from it. Go ahead. Yeah. And then Mataji, yeah. Yeah, Ajamila was saved from Yamapash by chanting the holy name. But Prabhupada has given one more reasoning. Several times he called his son Narayana, Narayana to come. So his Sukriti also had increased. Prabhupada says that. Yes. Yeah. That's what it is. Thank you.
The question is, we understand how it's so chanted. Should not be satisfied with that.
Correct. We should always be longing to improve. Mm. Correct.
Let's say one
Correct. Mm. Actually, feeling happy is not wrong, but you should be happy also. At the same time, we, according to Bhaktivinoda Thakur, every Ekadashi to Ekadashi, one should look back and see how my spiritual life has been in the last 2 weeks. You know, because Simhavalok we call it. Simhavalok means a lion when it is running in the forest to catch a prey. It checks whether my speed is good enough. Am I, going well or not? Now we don't have to every day feel dissatisfaction that I am fallen soul, I am fallen soul. We may also feel satisfaction. But we should know that this satisfaction we experience is also due to sattva, sattva-guna. Sattva-guna has two characteristics, sukham and jnanam. Like for example, you rise early in the morning, you take only prasad, you don't quarrel with anybody, you are more or less friendly with everybody, and you do the prescribed duties to your husband, to children, and the temple. When we become regulated, when we become disciplined, and when we also interact with other living beings as taught in the scriptures. Respect the seniors, be friendly with equals, and compassionate to juniors, and all that. Then a state of plateau comes where life is quite as happy as in spiritual world. When you are even in the material world. You feel good. Evam prasannam also, it says that. Bhagavad Bhakti Yoga, that Bhagavad Tattva. So you feel prasade sarva dukkhanam hanirasya upajayate. Prasanna chetashogi ashu buddhi parivatishtite. So when you control the raga, dvesha and all, you come to a state of happiness. You certainly get. But in that state, when one is living, sometimes it may so happen that we are not giving our full self. Like for example, if I look back and see the last 1 week or last 2 weeks, what I have been doing, I could have done more, but I didn't make an effort. So we have to check: am I in comfort zone or in stress zone or panic zone? This is one thing we have to see. Because rubber band, if you see, if you stretch and put it in a box, it fits well. But if it is very loose, if you put it, it's going to fall away. Or if you overstretch, it's going to break. Same with bow and arrow also. Bow, unless that rope and the string is stretched properly, then only the arrow will get a momentum. If it is going to be very loose, it will fall here only. Or if it is too tight, I pull it too much, pat, it will break. Correct? Like bow and arrow. So whether it is bow or a rubber band, our life you should check, like if I am doing less than my capacity, I can become that happiness can lead to lethargy. I may not, I may think I am quite all right. Like therefore, one of the things that I do is to look at those devotees who are also in the same field, who are doing better than us. Like I see, Gauranga Prabhu, Gauranga Darshan Prabhu, Amarendra Prabhu. I meet these people regularly, time to time, Amogila Prabhu. I go on Zoom, we talk sometimes. When they tell you that I am reading this, I am reading that, I also want to read. You develop that eagerness. They recently went to Amarendra Prabhu's house and sat almost a couple of hours with him. We made a complete list of what all books we can read. So we should always be in a learning mode when we meet other people in the same field. Book distributors. You go with another book distributor who is better than you, then you see how smartly he does. He'll be learning. Otherwise, you may think that I am already a preacher. I am doing wonderful. I may be thinking. So in spiritual life, we should look up our people above us. In material life, we should look below. Why we should look below? Because when you see people below you in material life, you will be satisfied. But in spiritual life, when you look above, hey, they are doing so well, so let me also grow. Correct, no? Makes sense? Yeah. You know, it will be a big vacuum. Okay. So therefore, if somebody has lost a spiritual master, next thing we should say, because we are feeling that need, that keen interest is there and feeling that connection, then one should identify people whom we deeply respect in our spiritual life. Because the need has come in the heart, we should find out other authorities who are above you, to whom we can express that interest. Like for example, when Prabhuji Gopakshi Maharaj, when he left, some devotees told me that, Prabhu, now I want to connect with you and tell you what all I am doing. Are you happy with me? Because my Guru Maharaj used to directly tell many things like that, he said. Similarly, there are other people whose Guru is in the planet still, but they are not able to approach Guru because Gurus are super busy. One Guru has 30,000, 25,000 disciples. They are not able to connect. Even with some very senior devotees, in my travels I have seen, and they say that, Prabhu, these are the things I am doing, what do you feel? Can I? So we find that there is a great need, many devotees are feeling like that. So you have Viglakshya Prabhu here locally here as a leader. So if you tell him that, Prabhu, it would be nice if time to time I just share with you and tell you, and then you can pay a little more attention. Because generally what happens with Yatra leaders, they think you're senior now. You know everything. They think like that. You don't need attention. So we all have to express our need. I need some more attention, guidance. There are some congregation devotees in Pune. They will regularly send mails to me. They will tell me that, Prabhu, I'm going to embark on this new thing. First give you blessings and also tell me whether anything I should modify in this approach. So they are very senior, but still like a child they will report every small thing. Because we ask them, they will say this is where they feel that feeling of connection and shelter. So we should know how to draw that help by expressing ourselves. When you don't express, then sometimes you feel like a creeper in the forest without any tree to get that kind of support. So in Pune, there is one very senior Mataji called Jana Mataji. So she is a support for many very grown-up counselors also, very senior. Because she's a very motherly lady, and then because of that, they may not be able to meet the guru directly easily. They get from her. So either guru or senior Shiksha gurus, people, we have to draw that support. And once you connect and then report, you will get that, you will feel that. You can keep in mind, yeah. Someone's hand was up. Who was it? Yeah, there. There, behind. Okay.
These guys attachment.
Ah, correct. Yeah, so like Bharat Maharaj was thinking that I am responsible to protect this deer, correct? But in the course, initially it was correct. That fawn, a baby deer is drowning in the water. So any of us who are there, it is our duty to pick it up. We can't allow it to drown in the water. So he brought it, and then he was feeding grass and growing it inside his hermitage. Because he didn't want to leave it become a prey for the tigers and wolves and everything, which was correct thing. But once the deer grew up, then he should have left the deer with other deers, right, which he didn't do. And that is where this mistake happened, where, in the name of responsibility, he had become attached to the deer. So he started neglecting his spiritual duties. That's another thing. He was fondling the deer. When he was lying down, he was keeping it on his chest. When he was going to the forest, he kept it on the shoulder and carrying it around. So he started playing with the deer, like he calls it as my prince. He calls it as a Rajakumar Manikumar. See, Rajakumar is handsome, Manikumar is obedient, submissive. That's what he was calling the deer. He developed attachment by that time. So that is the problem. So that we should take care. Now, in our life, in this world, how we can become attached to anything in the name of responsibility? I will tell you some practical, real life examples. Now, anybody who is initiated, they have the rounds to complete, 16 rounds. Say you have a baby and the baby requires attention up till the age of 3, they need a lot of attention. When you get up, they also get up. You want to go to kitchen, they won't let you, So some people are trying to bring their mother to get help, or mother-in-law, somebody to get help. In America, it's difficult to get a servant maid, correct? No? So then we need somebody who can release us from our responsibility so that we can chant our rounds. Sometimes the husband has to do babysitting, so the wife can chant her rounds. So in this way, one can see that my spiritual duties are taken care. I don't compromise. I complete my spiritual duties. At the same time, my Guru Maharaj used to say that your baby is like a deity. You should take care of the child. In the name of being a devotee, you cannot be hard-hearted, or you can't be careless about the child. Child requires attention. We all can think about how much affection and care we got from our mother and everything. So there's a very delicate balance between the two. Being responsible, at the same time not get like imagine a mother is playing with the child and the rounds are remaining. Now there are other people to take care of the child. Then mother can hand over the child to somebody so that she can pay attention to the chanting like that. And the same manner with the husband. Sometimes the husband is not financially so responsible. And the wife is always protective of the finance. So sometimes in home we find that one becomes overly concerned about finance. Yes, we should have fear that we should save money, but when we become overly concerned, then some people go overboard in material life. Like sometimes husband wife sit together and they say, I think better take a bigger job, go for a bigger house, or do more saving, whatever. Then in the name of being responsible to save money, they become attached to making money. And they stop going to temple, they stop going to association. Then what happens is mental hunger increases. Mental hunger means initially their expenditure was this much, now they're spending this much because money is also coming more, expenses are also more. One thing that has become compromised is spiritual life. You understand the point? It happens in many families I've seen. In the name of becoming more responsible to save money, earn money and save money, they go headlong in material life. That should be taken care. That no matter how much you hard you work, everybody has a capacity to earn some X amount of money. So it's not that by giving 16 hours we are going to become a billionaire or something. Right now. So the money is one thing. In the same manner, when say one of your friends was a very close friend and that friend got cancer or something like that, and that friend is crying, you go to meet the friend, very thick friend, then even when they're sitting to chant, the thought comes in the mind. Why Krishna cannot cure that is my friend, that is one of my closest friends. So during chanting, our thought is coming, that means we are attached. You know. So during chanting, we should be able to do our duties, spiritual duties in a focused manner. What we should do is, okay, I may go to meet the friend and give them some kind of solace, spend some time reading, hearing, singing some Vaishnava songs every day. After that, this is the best I can do, then I'm going to focus on my duties. Correct, no? So there is one article, I'll check whether it is there in the website. It's called as How to Be Affectionate but Not Attached. Let me check it. You put this affectionate. Yeah, it is there. You can take that. If you click this one, How to Be Affectionate, Not Attached. This one, session 1 is written here. Yeah, part 1 and 2 is very good. If you click this, it will take you here. And then if you click this, the notes is there. That is document file. So you can see that how to be affectionate, not attached. So this gives a very clear idea on not becoming attached in the name of responsibility. Thank you. Here one hand is up, Shivakumar Prabhu. Yes, Shivakumar Prabhu, go ahead.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, go ahead.
Prabhuji, can you hear me?
Oh yes, we can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji. This is just, my personal, for my sake, I guess. I have a tendency that I'm a senior devotee. And as I've been told that, I need to associate with a more senior than to me, like, in terms of interactions and so on. Try to maintain distance from others, as much as possible, so that it does not influence my devotional service. That's what I feel. So, given my intelligence, by looking at others, how they look, how they feel, how they sound, I think that they are senior to me. So I try to associate with them. And on the flip side, based on how they look and feel, they think that they're not that senior. I don't need to associate with them, and so on. That's because my intelligence. That's the level of my intelligence, and so on. That's what I might be doing it. I know that is wrong. What is the right way of distinguishing? Whom to associate with, or whom to not to associate with? Is it a right thing to distinguish? Does it make sense, Prabhuji? What I'm saying?
Yeah. See, whom to associate with and whom not to associate with. The behavior of Vishnu or the qualities of Vishnu. So, say for example, you want to learn Sadachar from another Vaishnava, then that Vaishnava should be behaving with first class Sadachar. Then that's what you are hoping to learn. So you should be a millionaire in that Sadachar, good behavior. Or you are able to learn how to study Shastra very deeply. You can identify some Vaishnava who is very learned in Shastra, spend time with them, sit with them, ask them, can I join your, satsanga, and then learn from them about that. Or some Vaishnava is very balanced in material life, spiritual life. You are not able to be balanced. Then you go and take guidance from them. How do you manage yourself? You are also a family similar to mine. How do you manage? So whatever you are eager to learn, accordingly you can associate. That's one aspect, one of the thing. The second thing, while picking a devotee to associate with, we should take care that they are not offenders, they are not very critical of others, they are not bad mouthing or, you know, blaspheming others and all. So, because when you are going to associate, we should be cautious about this. They should not pollute us. So, therefore, our picking association should be somebody who will be uplifting us, not degrading us. That is very important. Sometimes you find a devotee has one very good quality, you want to learn, he's a very good scholar, but he also has offensive nature towards other. It's like a snake who is having a coin of diamond above the head. Manina Pushita Sarpa Kim Masona Bhayankara. Said. So if you slowly go to take the coin of diamond, put your hand there, it will hit you. So therefore, then we don't want such. If somebody is offensive, then we keep it loving. So one of the things you can do probably very easily, ask your senior who is giving you instruction. You tell him that, oh, these are the two, three devotees I have chosen for my association. It is all right. If he says go ahead, then you can call it because he will be able to see all the people being more senior to you. Then he can give you a green signal and then you can. All right, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you very much. Thank you. Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. One ten this is see in which you are equal level of motivation. So question was that
There is one verse that says that Brahma Rudra is a Yastu Narayanam Devam Brahma Rudradi Devataihi Samatpe Naiva Viksheta Sapashanti Bhavedru. That verse says that. Yes.
quote is that Shivaya Vishnu Rupaya
Shiva Vaya Vishnu, yeah.
Yeah. So that how
See, Shiva is the expansion from Vishnu, like a milk expanding into curd. Now, milk and curd, are they same or are they different? They're different. At the same time, they are same also because it's from the same substance, correct? But when it is condemned that considering Shiva to be equal means what? Calling him as Supreme Personality of Godhead. And if you worship Shiva, it is good enough. You don't have to worship Krishna. Similarly, Devi worshippers say that if you worship Devi Upasak, that's good enough. You don't have to worship Krishna. So their understanding is God is impersonal and he manifests himself in different forms. That kind of, then you have to attain moksha and merge into God. That understanding is wrong.
he was written that considered while she is mentioned as supreme those who has identified in 14 plus one Vishnu by his Vishnu by his will he gives the word to Shivaji. So that's why we see in Shiva Sudarshan Chakra. So is that correct?
See, that way Krishna makes Arjuna superior to himself, driving his chariot. I will show you a quote from Shiva Puran, where Shiva glorifies Lord Rama to be supreme. See, I'll show you. Because Shiva Puran is one thing which many people refer. So that let us show from Shiva Puran itself. See, this is Satish, is it coming? Yeah. Okay, chariot, I think. See here, why Shiva was worshipped by Lord Rama in Ramayana? People ask me. See here, this is from Shiva Purana, Rudra Samhita, Sati Kanda. It is Sati Kanda. See chapter 24. If you click this thing comes. Sati's test of Rama's divinity. See, once Shiva accompanied by Sati and seated on his bull wandered over the earth, is it big enough or small? Make it a little bigger if you want. Wandering over the ocean, he reached Dandaka forest, where the Lord of truthful state and transaction pointed to Sati the beauty of surrounding nature. There Shiva saw Rama, who was searching for Sita, who was deceitfully abducted by Ravana. Lakshman too was there. Due to the pangs of separation, Rama was crying out, Alas, Sita! He was pitiably lamenting and glancing here and there. Rama was yearning for her redemption. He was musing over her whereabouts. And due to adverse position of planets like Mars, he had become forlorn and shamelessly grief-stricken. He was a heroic king of the solar race, Suryavamshi, son of Dasharatha, elder brother of Bharata. He had become cheerless and devoid of luster. The great liberal-minded Lord Shiva, who is Purnakama, one whose ambitions are fully realized, delightfully bowed to Ram, who was wandering in the forest in the company of Lakshmana and was in need of favor. Then be victorious, said Shiva, who is favorably disposed to his devotee. So here you hear it in this verse, this is Shiva Purana. He bowed to Rama. It is written here. You can see this. Sati was surprised at this charmingly strange sport of Shiva. She was deluded by Shiva's Maya and spoke to him. Written here. Sati said, O Lord, the Lord of all, the Supreme Brahman, all the Devas, Vishnu, Brahma and others serve thee always. Like that she is telling Shiva. Everybody is serving you. Thou art worthy of being served and bowed to. Thou art worthy of being meditated upon always. Thou art known and realized only through the science of metaphysics after strenuous efforts. Thou art the great Lord and the undecaying. O Lord, who are these two persons? Apparently grief-stricken from pangs of separation. Though heroic archers they are greatly distressed. They seem to be roaming about in the forest. How is it that thou becomest highly delighted and wavest like a devotee on seeing the elder of the two, who resembles a blue lotus in complexion? Like this she is asking. O Lord Shiva, may this doubt of mine be kindly heard. O Lord, the kneeling down of the master at the feet of a servant is not quite befitting. Like that she is telling. She was thinking that Rama is servant and he is God. Brahma said, the goddess Sati, the primordial Shakti, put this question to Shiva and being deluded by Shiva's illusion. On hearing these words of Sati, Lord Shiva laughed and said to Sati, he was shrewd in his divine sports. Lord Shiva said, O goddess Sati, listen with pleasure. I shall truly explain it. There is no deception. O goddess, they are twin brothers Ram and Lakshman. They are heroic, intelligent sons of Dasharatha, born of the solar dynasty. The fair complexioned one is the younger brother Lakshman. He is the partial incarnation of Shesha. The elder one is the complete incarnation of Vishnu. He is called Rama. He is incapable of being harassed. The Lord has incarnated on earth for our welfare and the protection of the good. Saying thus, Shiva, the Lord who causes prosperity to his poetry, stopped. Even after hearing these words of Shiva, her mind was not convinced. Powerful indeed is Shiva's Maya, capable of deluding even the three worlds. On realizing that her mind was not convinced, Shiva, the eternal Lord who is shrewd in the divine sports which he indulges in, spoke these words. O goddess, if your mind is not convinced, listen to my words. You can test the divinity of Ram yourself using your own intelligence. O beloved Sati, he is standing there beneath the vata tree. You can test him and proceed until your delusion is quelled. And then going there at Shiva's bidding, Sati the goddess thought, how shall I test Rama, the forest roamer? I shall assume the form of Sita and shall go to him. If Rama is Vishnu, he will know it and otherwise not. Okay. Deciding like this, she was deluded by Shiva and became Sita and went there to test him. And then Rama said, Oh Sati, obeisance to you, where has Shiva gone? Please tell me affably, how is it that you have come here alone without your husband? Oh goddess Sati, why have you cast off your own form and assumed disguise? Take pity on me and tell me the reason, like he said. On hearing these words, Sati was standing around that. Correct, no? This is directly from Shiva Purana.
Yeah. This is more.
Yes. Thank you. Because now it's getting late for me. I have a 9:10 Sorry, 10th and I have a lecture, another lecture. Thank you all very much. Shri Prabhupada ki. Prabhupada ki. So it was a wonderful time being with all of you sincere and serious devotees. We'll go to Grand Rapid today. We are missing Yugalakishore Prabhu very much, but he is there in Hyderabad taking treatment. He is in hospital only there in Hyderabad. So maybe next year when I come, I will meet him with all of you together.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavarpanam. Prabhuji, please plan for weekend next time, Prabhuji.
So weekend is good, okay.
Next time weekend, Prabhuji. The past 2 years you are coming in the weekdays.
Whole week should be only Saturday, Sunday. There is only Saturday, Sunday. We will try our best. Thank you. Thank you.
By chanting 3 times loud.